Okay, we're second year beekeepers and we mostly don't know what we're doing, but this is our first honey harvest. Bees did super well during the winter. In fact, I had to do an artificial swarm in the spring because they were getting ready. They'd already built a queen cell and getting ready to head off. So we've got probably about 4 full frames of honey is what I think we're gonna have. And so I just wanted to show some of the equipment we're using first. So we've got honey extractor. This was on Amazon, $100 or so. Never used this before. We'll see how it goes, but it can handle 2 frames at a time. Then it will go, this will extract the honey. Then it will go into this double filter thing. Double, what do you call that? You can just say it.
Strainer.
Double strainer to get gunk out of the honey. That'll go into a 5-gallon bucket that has a honey gate at the bottom. I would assume sitting there for a little bit. And then I've got this little contraption. I just took an entrance reducer, put a nail on it, and I'm going to balance the frames on there to uncap them. I decided to just go with this to uncap. You can get these uncapping knives and fancier things. But from what I read, what I saw online, this should work pretty well. We'll see how it goes. And we'll head out to the backyard. All right, we're in the backyard now. Got the bee suits on. Making a little smoker here with some pine needles. So I've got 4 frames over here of new frames and a new box that I'll eventually add as a second super. So what I'm going to do is take the 4 honey-filled frames, move it into this box, and have that be my transport. And then I'll put these blank frames, empty frames, back in so that they can mix some honey. So smoker's just about ready. And pause till we get. All right, we're ready to go. Just have the hive tool, just a little bit of smoke to calm down the bees out front. And let's see how this goes. So a couple puffs here at the entrance. Give them a minute to calm. Keep this going off to the side here. I guess I don't want smoked honey. Okay. Slowly take this off. You notice that popping sound as you pull it off. Sometimes it gets the bees riled up. Turn there. Alright, so this is the honey super. So we've got 2 brood chambers of the bigger frames and then medium frames here. And I checked this the other day and it looked like about 4 frames of fully capped honey. So we'll do this real quick. Make sure that's still the case. Grab my controller. Alright, so here we have this side's fully capped, so you can see that. This side's not quite there, so I'm actually not going to do this frame yet. You can see the part that doesn't have the wax on top of the honey, so that honey's not quite ready. So I'm just going to save this for a little bit later. I'm going to put this here just for a minute. Probably should cut that tree back. Let's check the next frame. There's another that's not quite ready. It's you know, almost there, but the other side's only about half done. So I'm gonna save that for later. Maybe these aren't as done as I expected. All right, and this one's not even close. So this is, you know, mostly uncapped honey on this side. I only have 2 frames to do. All right, and then beyond that, we've got the just not much progress there. Okay, let's try this baby. All right, this one is nearly fully capped. So this is what I'm actually gonna do. There's a little bit on the edges that we can cap, but I'm pretty anxious to try this out. So I'm going to put this here. That will be one of the frames we'll do. Check this next one. Not quite there. Fully capped on this side, not quite on the other side. You know what? We don't even have 2 full frames to do. I think I'm going to delay this because that one's not quite fully capped and not at all capped on this side. I thought for sure I had 4 that were ready to go. But I really have 1 that's fully done. About where Benjamin is. Okay, when I evaluated things before, I was a little too excited and thought I had 4 frames, but I have 1 full frame and 3 more partial frames of honey. So this one's the only one that's ready to go, but we set all this stuff up and we're in the mood, so we're just gonna do 1 frame of honey, see how it goes. So this is the scrape, what is it called? I don't know, scraping tool.
Capping fork.
And we're going to see how this works. So in theory, I just go along here and uncap it. And just let it go into this thing. Yeah, I'm probably being a little wasteful, but so we just want to get this wax off so that it'll all fall out. And then we can reuse this wax for some lip balm or something. Man, that's good looking stuff. The guy who was doing this on the video I watched sure was better at it than me. I seem to get better with time. Some good wax there we'll throw in. All right, so we've got this all uncapped. You can see the honey, I mean, mostly uncapped, a little bit there. The honey's dripping off this thing. It's surprisingly heavy for its size, so there's a lot of good honey in here. So I'm just gonna set it down in here. It's gonna be totally off balance because we only have 1, but oh well. Make sure that's not hitting. Then we're ready to go. Try a little honey. This is not food service standards. Okay, do you want to do it first?
Sure.
Okay. Now we're trying out the extractor. We've only got 1 frame, so it's lopsided, and I've heard even with 2 frames, it moves quite a bit. So we're trying to figure out the right way to balance things. But the honey's all getting thrown to the sides, and we'll drip down. This is probably not worth it for 1 frame, but we're learning how it works. So come look inside here real quick. You can see all the honey's kind of collected on the side, some on the bottom. Not a ton, but respectable amount for our first attempt. And then you can see this is relatively heavy, or sorry, relatively empty. Still see some glistening honey on there, but I'm just gonna put that back out for the bees to refill and repair. So I think we're about done. We're just gonna let this sit in the sun for a little bit with the lid on, so all the honey will settle down at the bottom. And then we're just gonna strain it directly into mason jars rather than a 2-step process because we are too impatient. That's it. All right, and we are to the point of getting the honey out. So we're just doing 1 strainer. The honey was really clean, it just has some wax in it. Normally you would do a double strainer into a 5-gallon bucket and then let it settle and do all that, but we're just doing some basics. So we'll not quite fill up this jar, that's 1 frame. Less than I expected since I thought we had 4 frames today, but we'll take what we can get.